Hello. Happy Wednesday. It's April 1st, you fools. 2026. Coming to you live from Nashville, Tennessee on the east side. I'm your host, Xander. This is Wagers on Weekdays. And we've got a tight little show for you today. Just so giddy thinking about what's on the horizon for exactly 1 week from now. Be finalizing Masters cards. And the tradition, unlike any other, will be upon us, possibly with one final entrant, depending on what we see this week in Texas, San Antonio. Texas last year held the Final Four. We'll talk about that. Obviously, we've got our weekly golf group. This week's Final Four related to these teams specifically. We're going to check in with Gemini, who's 3 for 3 on outright bets after hitting Gary Woodland last week. See what Gemini has to offer this week. And then we'll go over my final card. Pretty subdued card. Nothing different than any other week. Still money to be made in this tournament. That's for damn sure. Let's jump right into it. Got no fools. I think it's idiotic if you're outside of 13 years old. Especially on Twitter. Gross. Apparently April Fools. April 1st used to be the New Year's Day in the Julian calendar till we switched to Gregorian in 1500s. People that still acknowledged April 1st as the new year were April Fools. A little history lesson for you. So why the hell do we have stupid pranks in 2026 that aren't even pranks, to be honest? Lazy. I mean, when you just tell everyone you're going to prank them on a specific day once a year, I'm going full George Bush. Can't get fooled again. So anyway, Final Four basketball. Listen, I've got a Michigan future, so I'm going to be biased on the first game. Second game, UConn, slight dog. Interesting. Illinois with the size advantage, you have to see them giving the same problems that Duke did to UConn, but Illinois a little less talent than Duke. So we'll see. UConn 19-game winning streak in the tournament. And that's not even, halfway there? I don't think from UCLA. Oh, it is exactly halfway there. So they would have to do exactly what they've been doing and double it. 38 consecutive games, UCLA from 67 to 73. And they were not 64 team brackets. So different teams, obviously Kareem, Walton. Those years, Wooden, triangle of success. Love it. So, going to take a different approach. Where can we find value? Let's go to our handy sportsbook, DraftKings. Take a look at the odds that remain for this college basketball tournament. All right. So, futures, we'll get that pulled up. Let me share the screen here. Back to sharing. Oh. Frame, please. So there we go. Final four. Michigan the favorite, slightly. Arizona. Michigan plus 170, Arizona plus 180, Illinois plus 400, and UConn plus 550. You have to think UConn gives you the greatest odds. We've seen what Michigan can do to Illinois. I don't think Illinois has a chance matchup wise versus either of these teams. Coaching wise, huge advantage to Dan Hurley. So let's just go through a couple of these. If you like UConn to win, let's take a different route. So plus 550 is good enough. It's definitely solid enough to bet. But let's go to the Masters. Because let's start looking at what some of these odds look like. Scotty and UConn, that gives you what? 3,100. That's pretty good, wouldn't you say? So if we want to go that route, I like Xander next week. It's 122 to 1. Oh my God. Let's see. A lot of people like Cam Young. You can get Cam Young and UConn for 158. So maybe just a couple crazy ideas betting, especially some of these higher guys. Rahm and UConn, 60 to 1. Do I think UConn's going to win? No, I do not. Still believe in my gut. Michigan's the best team. So let's go. Let's see what Michigan does. Same odds as what you do with Arizona. Just to limit this, we're not going to go through Illinois. All right. So if we went Michigan or Arizona, here's more realistic odds of who's probably going to win to what your card could look like next week pending. Get Scotty up to 13 to 1. Get Xander to 50 to 1. Like there's some options here for how you'd want to play this. Because obviously Arizona or Michigan, I would say is going to be a 6-7 point favorite, maybe 8-point favorite to whoever wins. And so those odds are going to get completely smurfed. Like let's look at Cam Young in Michigan. 65 to 1, Cam Young. Woo-wee. Brooks is 38. Get the fuck out of here, man. He ain't winning. 100 to 1, it might be worth it, though. All about what the Wolverines or Wildcats can do for you. Oh, see, here's that's something that gets me going there. Got her up 117. Patrick Reed at 120. Ooh, might have 100 bets in with Michigan parlayed with some of these golfers. Yeah, I mean it's an interesting concept. You're adding one more variable, right? But these odds just become so much more palatable when this result is going to come in by the time the Masters tees off. So, yeah, I mean, none of these guys. Gary is the only one I'm looking at down here. There's a 300 to 1 ticket. Gary in Michigan. That's interesting. So we shall see. Got some time for that one. Saturday, first tip of Final Four. Weigh your options. What do you think? You going to risk it? Expose yourself a little bit more? Or do you have everything set aside for the Valero, extra set aside for the Masters, and that's it? And whatever you get windfall from the Valero will go into the Masters pot. Don't want to touch it to put it in college basketball? I understand. Whew. It's been a shellacking this year. So who knows? But some of those numbers are too big to pass up. I already have a pending Scotty, Michigan, at 18 to 1. So 13 to 1 doesn't really get me going when I already have one pending. But man, Xander at 60 to 1 does kind of get me going. All right. Let's go to our weekly golf group segment, shall we? Let's switch out of here. Stop sharing. This week we got Final Four alumni. So to these 4 specific schools, Michigan, Illinois, UConn, Arizona, who are you going out with on a 4? in a group golf foursome. Who are you going out with from any of these schools, past or present? Attendees didn't have to graduate. Just say doing some research. Illinois, low-key might be a supervillain school. They have some unsavory fellas in the tech industry that have all just coincidentally come out of Illinois. And don't want to get AI flagged for me saying the name specifically, but go do your own tech search. Illinois graduates. You'd be shocked. There's so much money there. It's unbelievable that none of them care about sports because Illinois could be the next dynasty. They could shut up Indiana real quick in football. Get those nerds spending. Someone put the clamps on them. All right. Anyway, there's a lot of different ways. Could have made a nice Michigan foursome and played 1v3 against like Jalen Rose, Sharon Moore. Just some real losers and squares out of that team. There's a lot of actors. Like I said, a lot of rich people in all the universities. Maybe, but you're not out there to extend and network in this type of scenario. Maybe if the very wealthy person is extremely interesting and not attempting to have robots take over the world, it'd be worth bringing on. But we're looking for guys that are going to be fun, good storytellers, swing the club a little bit. So I've got an interesting group here. Very interesting. 100% one of one. If I gave the same prompt to 1,000 people, no chance you're getting one, or we're matching two or more. So this week went myself. Heads have kind of come back down here by Gemini. D-Boss, Dylan Larkin, Michigan grad, captain of the Detroit Red Wings. Dan Hurley, looks like they grabbed his dad here. Dan Hurley, the current coach, is who I'm looking at. And then Nick Offerman. Ron Swanson himself. Nick Offerman, University of Illinois graduate. Listen, it's a wide variety here. No hands up here on my end for riding with Hurley. Just bringing him along for the absolute chaos that's going to ensue on the course. Cart girls might be asked to stay at home that day. Not saying anything nefarious or promiscuous. Just can't have this guy. Can only pick up the drinks from the clubhouse. That's it. That's all I'm saying there. Dylan Larkin, just Red Wings connection. Hockey players, good golfers. Got to have some good scores out there for a pro-am group or a scramble. And then if we can get Nick Offerman in the Ron Swanson character specifically, that would be ideal. The guy himself seems very, very interesting and fun, but come on. Ron himself comes out there. Now we're talking. When it comes to Hurley on the course, couldn't care less how he plays. There for pure entertainment, pure motivation, and that's really it. Running through a brick wall for anything he says on, we missed a birdie putt. First two holes were even in a scramble. I strong inkling there's going to be a talk in the cart. Let's get the ball rolling, boys. Let's get it going. So many to choose from. These are the three I'd like to take out in the Final Four category for 2026. Who'd you take out? Leave it in the comments. All right. Short and sweet. Gemini check-in. This week, Gemini, after kind of pumping in a few prompts, going back and forth, able to establish a couple favorites, a couple long shots. Weather is going to be an issue this week as we go through the card as well. It seems like wind is going to be a problem. AM group Thursday, clear advantage. And then from then on, everyone's just in the shed. So more wind than rain, it looks like. Rain just kind of keeps dissipating. So Gemini seems to believe in Keith Mitchell, Seabez, Bezadenhout, the Gim Reaper, Doug Gim, Bo Hostler. Yeah, Gemini not putting in enough. Not putting in enough statistics to know that Hostler is not hitting. And Russell Henley. So a couple guys up top. Henley, Keith Mitchell. As we'll talk about with my card, I just am not so sure, like I mentioned on Monday's show, that the players that are already locked in for the Masters, like Henley, are really going to be open to exhausting a ton of energy in competing for a title this week and more focused on shot shaping and just connecting, putting good shots together, rolling some putts. Green surface is going to be different than next week, so it's like let's not get too wrapped up in putting performance this week. If I'm a golfer that's going into next week, so there's Gemini. So we will monitor. As for Xani, XI, Xander Intelligence, we've got some cards going here. I've got two towards the top, quote unquote. Once again, most of the card is three places. Get us some better odds, a little bit more coin put down, except Bobby Mack at the top. Juice wasn't worth the squeeze, so got him at 20-1, just win only for Bobby Mack at a unit and a half. For what the conditions are going to be, this completely contradicts what I just said about players really stressing out. What I've found over the years playing golf is that, give me the rain, give me the cold. The wind is the most exhausting part of a round by far. Like it's just whether it's it's the walking, the fighting every single shot, like even downwind. Am I going to hit this too hard? Like you're changing your shot trajectory or your shot approach every time, swinging harder when the wind's into you, just letting it easy and you're with it. So yeah, I mean it's a stressful environment when it's just wind. These guys are professionals. I'm a low mid handicap. What the fuck do I know? Just saying, lived it. Similar body type to some of these guys out there. Not breaking any Mr. Olympia records, so I think I can comment on that. All right, so Bobby Mack. I like Noren this week. Ball striker. Superior around the greens. Going to need it. Should be another easy situation off the greens with little to no rough. And Kiefer, hometown guys. San Antonio guy. Strong showing last week, T3. I think he might be able to do it. He is in the Masters field, though. So tread lightly. First, Noren is, I think Noren's in based off of world rankings. Yeah, 19th in the world. Wow. So his first three contradict everything I said from Gemini. So our next two are guys that aren't in the field at the Masters. Finau, he's got the Jordan logo. He's got the brand. It's not the only reason we're betting him. But, I mean, this is time to clutch it up, Tony. You've won in Texas before. Not this event, but you've won in Texas before. Masters, your favorite event outside of Genesis, one of your two favorite events. Time to clutch it up. Can he get off the tee and not be punching out? That's going to be the biggest thing. And then ADDC, Adrian Dumont Duchamp, whatever, pops in the model. He's been pretty consistent the last couple weeks, besides that meltdown at the Valspar. I like him. 160 to 1. We're throwing that dart. I just missed the I want a little producing note here. I missed the Yellow Mirage train. But he'll definitely be one of the most tipped golfers of the week. So it's fine. Everyone's wanting this story. I feel like Fowler, Yellow Mirage, and I don't know. Would Finau? I don't know if Finau would characterize. Like, I don't think many people know Finau's not in. But I think Fowler and Yellow Mirage right now are two fan favorites getting pulled for to win and get in big time. Zalatoris, maybe. No, definitely not. So those two are going to be tipped quite a bit on the fairy tale story. Weather's not going to cooperate for fairy tale stories. Let me tell you that. It's going to be tough out there. Tough sledding. You're going to need to survive. So, and I mean, Yellow Mirage got bet down to 55 to 1, 90 to 1, 3 places. No, thank you. Sunday got him 120 to 1. Now we're talking. But let's pump the brakes on our guy. Good finishing bet. Good finishing bet. All right, for placement bets, give me Thor. Give me Smotherman. Top 10s. Plus 350, plus 720, respectively. Then we're going back to the well with Marty Doe. He was 1 away last week. Just need to hold on round 1. Just need the weather to be a little nicer to us for the PM groups. He's PM AM because it looks okay AM for Friday. Like, it's going to be severely windy Friday afternoon when you come to all 4 blocks of AM PM. So Marty Doe and then William Mao, Chair Mao, plus 330, plus 355 on FanDuel. First round leader, I've got 1. So Keith Mitchell's our only PM guy on Thursday. Birdie Machine. Just we are betting on an advantage here for a first round leader market. So we're looking to eliminate half the field in first round leader. Not saying half the field is going to get trounced out of there, obviously. But there's a significant scoring advantage. It's going to rain tonight. It's going to be soft. Cloud cover. No wind in the morning. It's going to be gettable tomorrow morning. So we got Thor Bjornsson, 43 to 1. Rio Hisatune, 52 to 1. Smotherman, 80 to 1. In every model you've run in recent 36, 24, 8. He's number 1 in approach. Just throw darts out there. He's been in contention on Thursday a couple of tournaments this year. So does like to get out to fast starts. And then ADDC, yeah, just the way he matches up in the model for the AM group. A little further down there. Oh, look at that season record. Woo. Plus 122 units. 4 outrights. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Okay. Let's look at our prop card. Oh, please stop. Oh, no. It's my ugly mug. All right, prop card. Got the tournament matchups here. I feel like are in a good spot to pounce on. McCarthy and Spawn. McCarthy's just been like quietly putting together some decent tournaments. He's played well here. Obviously, 2 years ago, lost to Akshay. Still hasn't won a tournament. So maybe feel a little retribution here. And just can't trust JJ Spawn right now. Can't trust him at all. Can't do it. Cannot do it. Cut, 24th, cut. No thanks, JJ. Did win 3 years ago. He's not 3 years ago form. He's not even last year form winning the U.S. Open. Alex Noren over Keith Mitchell. Plus money. Like it on FanDuel. Bobby Mack over Fleetwood. Fleetwood shot 81 on Sunday last year in similar conditions. He was playing very well that season as well. So, and he's now a corporate private equity stooge as he rolls out. He's a Blackstone initial athlete. What the fuck does that mean? Ugliest hat on earth. Just a can't lay wet dream is what Fleetwood's pulling right now. You're gonna have the S&P 500 all over him. Straka over Spawn. Again, we're just fading Spawn. Other 2-unit play. Sepp, great player in the wind. Fowler over Mav. Talked about Fowler being pretty tipped. I think it's pretty safe to just fade Maverick McNeely outside of California. When you dumb down golf betting for dummies, outside of a weird miscut for Fowler last week, Mav, not the best form he's been in. We can fade him. We can be comfortable fading McNeely when we're getting plus money on another player that is playing well for the most part. 5 matchups. All right, we're going to go with this one again. I liked it. I like the boom or bust odds for 2 AM guys, Smotherman and Rio. Top 10 round 1 parlay. So we're taking 2 golfers, finish top 10 round 1. 55-1, Smotherman, Rio. Thor Bjornsson and Kiefer, 40-1. Put a half unit on each of them, win 20+ units. The way the weather split is, taking a couple guys in the AM, piecing them together, it's worth a shot. Worth a shot. I like that market. All right, we got our top 30 parlay with ties. Got a half unit on it. It's for the entire tournament, obviously. Noren, Hisatune, Nick Taylor, Marty Doe, Johnny Kiefer. 53-1. Let's worry about 5 for 5 making the cut, and then we'll sweat it on the weekend. Par 5, birdie, all par 5s market each round. Round 1 odds are out, and they are steep. Listen, this is a tough par 5 market. Tough group of par 5s. Woo-wee. The guys we're going to name off here, they're like top third. I think Oberg is first for round 1, birdie, all par 5s at like 23-1. So we've got some opportunities to hit or fall flat on our face. Positivity. We're going to keep riding our guy. Hit for us last week, 8-1 in round 1. Yellow Wolf, baby. Shoot a Sean, Yellow Miraju, 35-1. Go to your DraftKings. Go to the round tab. Round. Under golf, obviously. Scroll down. Birdie, all par 5s. Round 1. 35-1. Rico Hoey has come through as well. 35-1. And then Jordan Smith. Like the player for the conditions. Guy's a bomber off the tee. Good with short wedges, which some of these are going to involve a third shot. 34-1. We'll take it. We're just taking 3 this week in round 1. May tweet out a couple different ones, but I do not want to play Friday the way the weather's shaking up. Saturday as well doesn't look promising. So might dip back in on Sunday if the weather's participating with us. So there it is. There is our card. See if we can repeat. See if we can go 2 in a row here on outrights. As we wrap up here, let's see. Last thing we have is Masters Week hype. 7 days away. So we talked about it on Monday. Since then, Tiger is out. Gone. He was supposed to be there for the opening of the patch, the municipal course at Augusta, designed right there. Cut the ribbon. Obviously not going to be there. Announced he's going to seek treatment. More power to you. Hope it works. Hope you get the help you need. But this kind of reinforces what originally brought up on Monday is what's the storyline? What is the Masters Week storyline? Now that Tiger is definitely not in the tournament, obviously that would have consumed a lot of eyeballs. But what do we have now? I don't think there's anyone that could win the Valero and steal like the lead up to the Masters that isn't already in. Like, what if Ricky wins by 10 strokes? Like, whoa, is this Ricky's year to finally knock one down? I don't even think that would be possible. Rory's got the Grand Slam. There's no other Grand Slam opportunities for the Masters. We've got players like Morikawa, Schauffele, Brooks. That could check off number 3 of the 4 legs of the Grand Slam. We've got Scotty going for number 3, green jacket. Put him in a different rarefied air. There's going to be a lot of talk. Maybe the storylines will be rest versus rust, because a lot of golfers have taken a few weeks off. And the last, I think I saw tweets. Sorry, I'm not citing my sources correctly, but since 2000, only 3 golfers have won, taking the previous 2 weeks off. Adam Scott, Bubba Watson, first Bubba Watson. What the hell? Is my camera all weird? And Tiger Woods. Looks like I'm fucking aquarium. Yeah, so you've got guys like Rory, Rahm, Bryson, Xander, Schauffele, who else at the top? Cam Young, Fitzpatrick, Morikawa, and let's see. Yeah, I'd say those are all, and Patrick Reed. Scrolling down here a little bit. So it'll be interesting. That'll probably dominate the storylines, is from what I'm guessing. That'll probably dominate. Is the rest versus rust, the hype. I imagine they're going to avoid talking about Tiger. That's going to be on the docket for what not to talk about. So it'll be interesting in a post-Tiger peak, like a post-Tiger era, and how we could operate for just 1 year. And yeah, maybe Adam Scott's form. Yeah, I just don't know. I'm talking out loud here with myself. I'm very interested to see what other people think about it. But yeah, what do you think about Masters headlines? What's going to dominate the week? It's going to be the first time in a while since Rory, obviously the last decade, it's been, can he win the Grand Slam? I guess maybe can Rory repeat would be another one. Looking forward to it. Maybe it's just going to be an open, free-flowing Masters, and we have an amateur win. Bennett tried to do it 2 years ago or 3 years ago with Rom's year. Maybe one of the old guys comes up and wins. The big cat, Angel Cabrera. Oh, man, would that be nice? That would be incredible. Phil on Sunday in one of the last groups. Man, there might be a Volkswagen Slug, a Volkswagen Beetle on the course if that happens. Oh man, so excited about Masters Week. Excited about the Valero full card lock in. We record on Sunday night to get prepped for a Monday morning release to talk about the Masters, and we'll recap everything that happened over the weekend and preview the national championship game. Sounds good. So for a quieter weekend in people's personal lives, all positivity to start off your April. Happy Easter to those who celebrate this weekend. Go play golf. It's beautiful out. Bye. Love you.